What if everything you thought you knew about Bridgerton was about to be turned upside down? What if the lives of the people you've cheered for, loved, and rooted for are about to be shattered in ways you never imagined? The leaked details from Bridgerton Season 4 finale don't just promise drama, they promise a storm of secrets, betrayals, and shocking twists that will leave every character forever changed. Love will be tested, loyalties questioned, and the quiet elegance of high society will crumble under the weight of truths too long buried. And at the center of it all stands Sophie, a woman whose life has been rewritten by lies, whose heart has been bruised by fear, and whose choices now carry consequences that could alter the entire world of the Bridgertons. The finale is not about happy endings. It's about survival, justice, and the unbearable weight of secrets finally revealed. Bridgerton Season 4 is reaching a climax, and nothing is as it seems. The finale trailer leaks hint at a world where the elegance of high society masks the sharp edges of betrayal, where whispered scandals threaten to destroy lives, and where even the closest bonds are not immune to fracture. Sophie, who once moved quietly through the halls of the Bridgerton estate, is no longer the same woman. The warmth in her eyes has been replaced by a guarded vigilance, the kind that only those who have been deeply wounded can possess. Every polite smile, every subtle gesture, every courteous glance is now measured against the memory of betrayal, fear, and injustice. The finale does not give her the comfort of certainty. It challenges her at every turn, forcing her to navigate a labyrinth of lies and half-truths that have been carefully orchestrated to keep her in her place. Benedict, who has always struggled between love and the rigid expectations of society, finds himself facing his most personal reckoning yet. His earlier attempts to shield Sophie from judgment, though rooted in affection, now reveal themselves as missteps with devastating consequences. The leaked trailer suggests that the weight of his indecision, his fear of scandal, and his inability to act decisively has set a chain of events in motion that may be impossible to reverse. Every step he takes is haunted by regret. Every glance at Sophie a reminder of a pain he cannot undo. The emotional tension between them reaches a point where silence speaks louder than words, and the space between them becomes a battlefield where guilt, longing, and fear collide. Meanwhile, the subtle threads of society tighten like nooses around Sophie. Her past, long hidden and carefully suppressed, begins to surface in ways that are both shocking and relentless. The figure of her stepmother, a presence driven by jealousy, fear, and the desire for control, emerges with a calculated cruelty that leaves Sophie no room for escape. The accusation that comes in the wake of these revelations is not just scandalous, it is designed to humiliate, to destroy, and to remind Sophie that in this world, reputation is everything. The leaked finale suggests that Sophie is suddenly thrust into a maelstrom where her integrity, her very identity, and the truth of her existence are called into question. The society that once dismissed her is now poised to watch eagerly as her world teeters on the edge of ruin. Even as this storm brews, Violet emerges as a quiet force of unwavering support. Unlike the judgmental eyes of society, Violet sees Sophie for who she truly is, resilient, intelligent, and quietly courageous. Her role in the finale is not just to guide, but to protect, to stand firm against the tides of injustice, and to act as the anchor in a world that threatens to sweep Sophie away. Yet the trailer hints that Violet's interventions, though vital, cannot shield Sophie from the most painful truths waiting to be revealed. As society watches, Sophie begins to realize that protection alone cannot undo the years of lies, nor can it erase the weight of betrayal that clings to every corner of her life. The tension escalates further when small details, seemingly insignificant, begin to unravel the carefully constructed illusions around Sophie's life. A necklace, a gesture, a whispered secret. Each piece carries weight beyond comprehension, pointing to truths that have been buried for generations. The finale promises that these fragments will converge into a revelation so profound it will alter Sophie's place in the world, redefine her relationships, and challenge everything the Bridgertons have believed about loyalty, love, and social hierarchy. The stage is set for a confrontation not just with the past, but with the very systems that have dictated Sophie's life from the shadows. And just as Sophie stands at the precipice of this truth, the finale trailer teases an even more dangerous force entering the story. A shadow from her past, fueled by vengeance and a desire for control, emerges with plans that threaten not just Sophie's happiness, but her very existence. The leaks suggest that no amount of courage or intelligence will be enough to navigate what comes next. Every choice she makes could lead to freedom or to ruin. As the trailer cuts to moments of tension, you can almost hear the unspoken question hanging over the estate. Will Sophie survive the revelations that are about to strike, or is the world ready to crush her completely? The moment Sophie is confronted with the shadows of her past, the world she thought she understood begins to crack beneath her feet. Her stepmother, once a figure she only feared from a distance, now steps forward with deliberate precision, her intentions sharpened by years of envy and greed. The leaked trailer hints that this confrontation will not be a quiet battle of words. It will be a calculated assault on Sophie's identity, her reputation, and her very right to exist as more than a servant. Accusations are hurled, each one designed to wound deeply, to isolate Sophie from the few allies she has, and to make the world believe she is unworthy of the life she was always meant to claim. Every glance from society's elite, every whisper in the drawing rooms, every polite nod carries judgment. Sophie suddenly realizes that innocence alone will not protect her. She must fight, not with weapons or status, but with resilience, cunning, and an unbreakable will that no one, not even those closest to her, fully comprehends. Benedict, watching these events unfold, is caught in a storm of guilt, fear, and an undeniable desire to act. His earlier hesitation, his attempts to weigh societal expectations against personal loyalty, now seem like fatal errors. Each moment he waits feels like another nail in the coffin of Sophie's trust and their relationship. The leaked finale suggests that Benedict's inner turmoil reaches its apex here. He is no longer a man weighing consequences. He is a man facing the irreversible damage of inaction. Every step he takes toward helping Sophie is a step into uncharted emotional territory, one where fear of scandal no longer controls him, and where love must demand courage, not caution. But even as he moves, the stakes rise higher than ever before. Every effort to protect Sophie also exposes him to scrutiny, judgment, and the harsh realities of the rigid world they inhabit. Meanwhile, Sophie's perception of the Bridgerton household itself begins to shift. The home that once represented both comfort and confinement now feels like a battlefield where trust is fragile and every ally carries hidden agendas. Even Violet, though steadfast in her support, cannot shield Sophie from the long shadows of her family's past. The trailer leak hints at intimate conversations, quiet strategies, and emotional reckonings where Sophie must decide whom to trust, how to act, and whether to step into her own power or allow herself to be shaped by fear once again. Each revelation challenges not just her understanding of her own life, but her sense of justice, her ideas of loyalty, and the very principles upon which she has relied to survive. The tension reaches a new height when small, seemingly insignificant details begin to reveal truths too dangerous to ignore. A piece of jewelry, a long-forgotten letter, a whisper from the past, these fragments coalesce into a pattern, hinting that Sophie's life was manipulated from the very beginning. The trailer teases that these discoveries are not just personal, they carry consequences for the entire social hierarchy. The implications ripple outward, touching alliances, friendships, and the fragile reputations of those who believed themselves untouchable. every character is forced to reassess their